The net worth of the richest people in the world is constantly changing by the millions every single day. And only 3 people on our list are women, and only 1 person on our list has reached the $200 billion mark. You also might be surprised by the richest person in the world, because it's no longer Jeff Bezos. Make sure that you subscribe and click the bell, and let's start the countdown. Number 25, David Thomson, $51.1 billion. David and his family control a media and publishing empire founded by his grandfather, Roy Thomson. David is currently the chairman of Thomson Reuters, where his family owns more than 320 million shares. He and his family also hold a stake in telecom giant Bell Canada, and they own the Globe and Mail newspaper based in Toronto. Number 24, Michael Dell, $51.3 billion. Michael is the chairman and CEO of Dell Technologies. He got his start at age 19 by selling computers out of his dorm room. He was earning $80,000 by the end of his freshman year. Today, most of Michael's fortune is in his private investment firm MSD Capital, which has stakes in restaurants and hotels including Four Seasons Maui, Applebee's, and IHOP. Number 23, Gautam Adani, $54.4 billion. Gautam is an Indian billionaire and an infrastructure tycoon. He is the chairman and founder of Adani Group, which specializes in port development and operations in India. Gautam also owns a coal mining project in Australia. In addition to that, he's got a 74% stake in Mumbai International Airport, which is India's second busiest airport. Number 22, Mackenzie Scott, $55.4 billion. Mackenzie is the ex-wife of Amazon founder Jeff Bezos. The couple was married for 25 years and split in 2019. As part of the divorce settlement, Mackenzie received 25% of Jeff's Amazon stake, which was 4% of the company. She has published 2 novels, and in 2020, she gave away $6 billion to 500 nonprofits, and in June 2021, she gave $2.7 billion to 286 groups. Number 21, Francois Pinault, $58.4 billion. Francois is the founder and honorary chairman of luxury group Kering. The company owns fashion brands like Alexander McQueen and Gucci. He also owns the auction house Christie's and a 3,000-piece art collection that includes artwork from Picasso. Number 20, Michael Bloomberg, $59 billion. In 1981, Michael co-founded financial information and media company Bloomberg LP. Michael first started out with an entry-level job on Wall Street in 1966 and was fired 15 years later. However, things ended up turning out pretty well for Michael. Today, he owns 88% of the Bloomberg company, which has revenues of $10 billion. He was also the mayor of New York City for 12 years. Number 19, Phil Knight, $61.9 billion. Phil Knight is the founder of the shoe company Nike and retired as chairman in 2016 after 52 years at the company. At the University of Oregon, Phil ran track and decided to create Nike shoes with his former track coach, Bill Bowerman. In 1964, they each put up $500 to start the company, and today the company's revenues top $37 billion. Number 18, Rob Walton, $67.7 billion. Rob is the eldest son of Walmart founder Sam Walton and took over as chairman after his father died in 1992. However, in 2015, he retired as chairman. Rob and the other Sam Walton heirs own about half of Walmart's stock. Number 17, Alice Walton, $68 billion. Alice is the only daughter of Sam Walton, Walmart's founder. Unlike her siblings, she has focused her efforts on collecting art instead of working for Walmart. She opened up an art museum in Arkansas in 2011, which features artwork from Andy Warhol, Norman Rockwell, and Mark Rothko. Number 16, Zhang Shanshan, $68.1 billion. Zhang chairs Nongfu Spring, a bottled water company. During China's Cultural Revolution, Zhang dropped out of elementary school. Later, he had odd jobs and was a construction worker, a newspaper reporter, and a beverage sales agent. Finally, he started his own business, and the rest is history. Number 15, Jim Walton, $68.9 billion. As the youngest son of Walmart founder Sam Walton, Jim Walton is the chairman of the family's Arvest Bank. The bank has assets of more than $20 billion. In 2016, Jim handed over his seat on Walmart's board to his son, Stuart. Jim served on the board for over a decade. Number 14. Carlos Slim Helu, $74.7 billion. Carlos is the richest man in Mexico. He and his family control Latin America's biggest mobile telecom firm. In 1990, Carlos bought a stake in Mexico's only phone company, Telmex, and he also owns stakes in Mexican construction, consumer goods, mining, and real estate companies. He also owns 17% of the New York Times. Number 13. Amancio Ortega, $81.2 billion. Amancio is one of the richest clothing retailers in the world. In 1975, he co-founded Inditex with his ex-wife. The fashion company was known for its fashion chain Zara. He owns about 60% of Madrid-listed Inditex. The company has 7,500 stores around the world and includes 8 brands, such as Massimo Dutti and Pull & Bear. Amancio earns about $400 million in dividends every year. Number 12. Mukesh Ambani, $81.8 billion. Mukesh chairs and runs Reliance Industries, which specializes in petrochemicals, oil and gas, telecom, and retail. The company was founded by his father as a small textile manufacturer in 1966. His father died in 2002, and the family empire was split among the children. Today, he is the richest man in India. Number 11. Steve Ballmer, $85.9 billion. Steve was the CEO of Microsoft and led the company from 2000 to 2014. He joined Microsoft in 1980 after dropping out of Stanford's MBA program and became one of the company's first employees. After retiring, he bought the NBA's Los Angeles Clippers for $2 billion. Also, since he retired, Steve has had more of a focus on philanthropy. He donated $2 billion to a fund that has a primary goal of ending poverty in America. Number 10. Francoise Bettencourt Meyers, $93.5 billion. Francoise is the granddaughter of the founder of the worldwide makeup company L'Oreal. She and her family own about 33% of the L'Oreal stock. She has served on the L'Oreal board since 1997, and when her mother died in 2017 at the age of 94, Francoise became France's reigning L'Oreal heiress. She also serves as the president of her family's philanthropic foundation, which encourages French progress in the sciences and the arts. Number 9. Warren Buffett, $104.4 billion. Even though Warren was rejected from Harvard Business School, that didn't stop him from becoming mega wealthy. In fact, Warren is known as one of the most successful investors of all time. He bought his first stock when he was only 11 years old, and first filed taxes when he was just 13. He currently runs Berkshire Hathaway, which owns more than 60 companies including Geico, Duracell, and Dairy Queen. Even though Warren is a mega billionaire, he still lives in the same 31,000 Nebraska home he purchased back in 1958. He has promised to give away 99% of his wealth, and so far he has donated $41 billion to various foundations. Number 8. Sergey Brin, $113.3 billion. In 1998, Sergey Brin met Larry Page while studying at Stanford University, and the two co-founded Google. Google went public in 2004 and then changed its name to Alphabet in 2015. Sergey is currently a controlling shareholder and board member for Alphabet, but stepped down as the company's president in 2019. He's been spending a lot of time working on Alphabet's Moonshot Research Lab X. Sergey is supposedly funding a high-tech airship project. Number 7. Larry Ellison, $117.5 billion. Larry owns 35% of software giant Oracle. He co-founded the company and is currently chairman and chief technology officer. Oracle has grown over the years through acquisitions of software companies. The biggest acquisition they've had so far was NetSuite for $9.3 billion in 2016. Larry was the CEO of Oracle for 37 years until 2014 when he stepped down. In 2018, Larry bought 3 million Tesla shares and joined Tesla's board later that year. Larry has also spent $300 million to buy nearly all of Hawaiian island Lanai in order to build a hydroponic farm and luxury spa. In addition to that, Larry donated $200 million to the University of Southern California for a cancer treatment center. Number 6. Larry Page, $118.3 billion. We've already mentioned Larry Page once in this video. He co-founded Google in 1998 with Sergey Brin. Larry is the one responsible for inventing Google's PageRank algorithm that controls the search engine. Larry was CEO of the company until 2001, and then he became CEO of Google's parent company, Alphabet. Even though Larry has since stepped down as Alphabet CEO, he is still a board member and controlling shareholder. He is an investor in Planetary Resources, a space exploration company. In addition to that, he is funding Kitty Hawk and Opener, which are flying car startups. Number 5. Mark Zuckerberg, $130.6 billion. Mark co-founded Facebook and serves as its chairman, chief executive officer, and controlling shareholder. At 19 years old, he started Facebook for students at Harvard to match names with photos of classmates. Facebook went public in 2012, and Mark still owns about 15% of the stock. In 2015, Mark and his wife, Priscilla Chan, announced that they are going to donate 99% of their Facebook stake during the course of their lifetimes. In addition to that, Zuckerberg and Priscilla are trying to end, cure, or manage all disease by 2100, and are spending $3 billion on the cause. In 2019, Mark also bought $59 million worth of property on Lake Tahoe in California. Number 4. Bill Gates, $130.8 billion. Bill Gates co-founded Microsoft with Paul Allen in 1975. Since then, he has invested in many companies, including Canadian National Railway and AutoNation. Bill is also one of the largest owners of farmland in the U.S. In addition to that, Bill has currently donated $35.8 billion worth of Microsoft stock to the Gates Foundation. In May 2021, Bill and his wife Melinda Gates announced that they were getting a divorce after 27 years of marriage. However, they said that they would continue to co-chair the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, which is the largest private charitable foundation in the world. Bill has already transferred $3 billion worth of shares in public companies to Melinda. Number 3. Elon Musk, $186.8 billion. When Elon was just a young boy, he taught himself to code and actually sold his first game for $500. Well, today, Elon Musk has been working on much bigger things. He is revolutionizing transportation through the electric car company Tesla and the rocket producer SpaceX. Even though he owns 21% of Tesla, he has pledged more than half his stake as collateral for loans, and Elon has also stepped down as the company's chairman in 2018. His rocket company SpaceX is now valued at $74 billion as of February 2021. Number 2. Jeff Bezos, $190.7 billion. Shortly after graduating from Princeton University, Jeff joined D.E. Shaw & Company, a newly founded hedge fund. He worked there for 4 years and then decided to start an online bookstore called Amazon. He moved from New York to Seattle to work on the business, and he accepted $300,000 from his parents and invested it in Amazon. And as you know, the rest is history. Amazon is now one of the world's most valuable brands. Amazon did really well during the pandemic, and the revenues of the company increased by 38% to $386 billion because more people were staying home and making online purchases. And what's even more impressive is that Bezos would have significantly more money if it weren't for his divorce from his ex-wife, Mackenzie Scott. Bezos transferred a quarter of his Amazon stake to her. In addition to Amazon, Bezos also owns the Washington Post and Blue Origin. Before we move on to number 1, make sure that you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe and click the bell. That way you're notified when we post a new video. And comment down below and let us know who your favorite person on this list is. Number 1. Bernard Arnault, $201.6 billion. Bernard Arnault is a familiar name to many people in the fashion industry. He is the CEO of LVMH, a French corporation specializing in luxury goods, and he owns 46% of the company. Through LVMH, Arnault runs a luxury empire of 70 brands, including Louis Vuitton and Sephora. In fact, in January of 2021, LVMH acquired American jeweler Tiffany & Company for $15.8 billion, which is the biggest luxury brand acquisition ever. In addition to that, LVMH spent $3.2 billion in 2019 for luxury yacht company and the high-end hotel chain Ballmer, which owns and manages 46 hotels, trains, and river cruises. And as if luxury clothing, makeup, hotels, and cruises weren't enough, LVMH also controls several wine and spirits brands. Check out this video on the top 10 most protected people in the world. You won't believe who the most guarded person in the world is. Click the video on the screen if you'd like to watch that right now.